Tropical rainforests, sustainable management. Tropical rainforests are a very valuable asset to people and the environment. Many products, including rubber, coffee, chocolate, and medicines, are sourced from the rainforest. If a species becomes extinct, it is harder to discover new medicines and develop new products. Sustainable development can offer long-term economic benefits, like ecotourism. Protecting the rainforests may reduce the greenhouse effect by reducing CO2 emissions and allowing the trees to continue absorbing. Some of the impacts of rainforest destruction, for example, climate change, could affect all countries, not just the countries where deforestation is happening. Rainforests also help regulate the climate and water cycle, and without them, the risks of drought and flooding in certain areas can increase. Rainforests can be managed in a way that is sustainable. For example, getting the resources we need today without damaging the environment so that resources are not available in the future. Here is how we can do this. Selective logging. Only some trees are felled, and most trees remain. This is less damaging to the forest than clearing a whole area. If only a few trees are taken from an area, the overall forest structure is kept and the canopy remains, and the soil isn't exposed. This will allow the forest to regenerate. The least damaging forms are horse logging and helicopter logging. This is where you drag felled trees out of the forest using horses, or removing them with helicopters instead of huge trucks. Replanting. This is when new trees are planted to replace the ones that are cut down. It is important that the types of trees replanted match those that were cut down. In some countries, there are laws to make logging companies replant trees when they clear a forested area. Ecotourism. This minimizes the damage to the environment and benefits local people. Only a small number of visitors are allowed into an area at a time, and rules are imposed to minimize environmental impacts. Ecotourism provides a source of income for local people. It can also raise awareness of conservation issues and bring in more money to help protect rainforests. If local people are employed in tourism, they don't have to log or farm to make money. This means that fewer trees are cut down. If a country's economy relies on ecotourism, there is an incentive to conserve the environment. Education. Educating the international community about the impacts of deforestation can encourage people to buy products from sustainable sources. Local people might damage the forest to overcome their poverty without realizing the long-term effects of their actions. Educating local people about the impacts of deforestation can help to reduce the damage to the rainforests. Conservation. Many countries have set up national parks and nature reserves within rainforests. In these areas, damaging activities, however, a lack of funds can make it difficult to police the restrictions. As a result, some countries have set up funds which overseas governments and businesses can invest in. The countries get money in exchange for rainforest conservation. The money can be used to enforce restrictions on damaging activities and to promote sustainable use of the rainforests. Reducing debt. Many tropical rainforests are found in lower-income countries, which often borrow money from wealthier countries or organizations. This money must be paid back with interest, so poorer countries log, farm, and mine in the rainforests to make money to pay back the debt. Reducing debt means countries do not have to do this, and the rainforests can be conserved. Debt can be cancelled by countries or organizations, but there is no guarantee that the repayment money will be spent on conservation. A better solution is a conservation swap, where part of a country's debt is paid off in exchange for a guarantee that the money will be spent on conservation. International hardwood agreements. Hardwood is a general term for wood from certain tree species like mahogany or teak. The wood tends to be dense and hard, so it is often used to make furniture. High demand for hardwood from consumers in richer countries means that some tropical hardwood trees are becoming increasingly rare as more are cut down. There are international agreements in place to try and prevent illegal logging and to promote the use of hardwood from sustainably managed forests. Sustainable management of rainforests protects their biodiversity.